Let's go over 10 misconceptions when it comes to working as a stripper. Number 1, it's easy money. Not hard to see where this idea comes from. It's all over popular culture. Every image of strippers has money being thrown and money on the floor and money in the garter. I wish it was that easy. However, a lot of adult entertainment is hard work. There's a steep learning curve because this is ultimately a sales job. So you are going to have to learn how to brand, market, promote. More importantly, you're going to have to learn to close deals all day long. If that's a skill set you haven't practiced before, it's one you can learn, but you should not expect to show up to the club on night 1 and make lots and lots and lots of easy money. And if you do, you shouldn't expect to be able to replicate that without building a system or understanding why your customers are making decisions. 2, every night is going to be a great night. Especially early in a dancing career, a lot of people can get really discouraged by going through night and night and night where they're hitting average or below average numbers. And while there's a lot you can do to up your sales and up your percentages, it's still really important to remember that for every great, amazing night that you see pictures and videos of, that entertainer has probably had dozens, if not hundreds of nights of struggling just to make tip out, of dealing with rude or disrespectful customers, or of just having to deal with their own lived reality in the space of a club, which can be very competitive and very stressful. 3, it's all about the looks. While looks certainly matter in a visual industry and can be a big part of getting a yes or a no in an audition, at the end of the day, strip clubs are full of incredibly beautiful people. So if that is the only competitive tool you bring to the table, you can expect to have a lot of rough nights. End of the day, stripping is a lot more psychological, emotional, and physical than it is entirely visual. You are creating a connection to another person, expressing a lot of trust and appreciation in both directions, and establishing your boundaries about what you expect and what you want to be compensated with. So if you expect that just walking into the club and looking beautiful is going to do all the work for you, you're going to be really disappointed when you show up to a club and find 95 other incredibly beautiful people that are also armed with a very strong set of selling tools. 4, you're going to hear yes more than you're going to hear no. No matter how beautiful, clever, smart, quick, and strategic you are about approaching customers, at the end of the day, the customer has the power to say no to a service. And believe me, customers exercise it regularly and often. Even if you're closing a lot of sales, you usually should expect to get at least a couple of dozens of no's in any given night. Those no's can go from very polite to very rude, and that change can happen very quickly. So especially if you don't have any training in sales or a service industry background, it can be really jarring to walk into a club and hear no over and over and over. Now, this isn't a good or a bad thing, it's just a part of the sales cycle, but it's a really important one for you to educate yourself on before you show up to a club environment. 5, all clubs are the same. This one absolutely kills me. This is like saying every restaurant or every movie theater or every marketing company or every hospital is the same. They're a place of business and they're a place that provides a service. So clubs are obviously massively different anywhere you go. Here are just a few ways that those clubs can be different. Rules, management, size of the club, amount of entertainers, average nightly tip outs, location, the seasons that your club is the most busy, how many stories, private rooms, prices, and options your club has. I mean, there are so many ways, so you have to do your research. Use the tools that are already available to you before showing up to a club and expecting it to look just the same as any other. Do your research and do your homework and you'll have a much better experience. 6, everybody gets along. Clubs are a work environment. Because there is a party vibe and energy and we're all there to entertain, A lot of times the lines between entertainment and fantasy and reality and work functions can get crossed. Communication can be an issue in any work environment, and dancing is no different. Learning the communication styles of the people around you and setting realistic expectations about how you're going to connect is really, really important. Be especially aware of people's physical boundaries and of their professional ones. Physical boundaries often means don't grab, touch, caress, or get in the space of other entertainers, especially as someone new at the club. This is just like any personal relationship or professional relationship. You have to ask first, and you have to be aware that that person might not want you in their space, and respect that. Professional boundaries are also really, really, really important. A lot of entertainers develop amazing long-term relationships with customers, or may just have a style of approaching and engaging people at your club, and that is something that you absolutely have to respect. Cutting in front of other entertainers, trying to get between them and a customer, or even trying to kick them out of private spaces, which I have seen, is a really easy way to build a very negative connection very quickly. Also, do not expect other entertainers to coach you or give you information for free. While that can be a very natural part of working in a strip club environment, and a lot of amazing entertainers are willing to collaborate and to teach at times, you have to respect that a lot of people are there to do their job, get in and get out. Do not get offended or upset when other strippers don't give you that kind of personalized attention, whether it is in person or online. They're there to do a job, and whether you like it or not, their time is extremely valuable, just as yours is. So respect their time and their boundaries, and if you ask for help, don't just expect that it's going to be given. 8. It's all about dancing on stage or on the pole. Because the pole and the stage are so tied into how we view entertainers, this can be a bit of a mental switch, but you have to get used to the idea that you're there to entertain, and that entertainment isn't just dancing. While entertainment can be a slice of the pie chart, and the club that you work at will definitely determine how much of that pie chart it is, you are there to provide entertainment, which to some people can look like spending time together, holding hands, talking about different subjects that are important to them, cuddling on a couch, and even making eye contact from far away. All of those are small tools that are going to be part of your toolkit as an entertainer. While stage and dancing and that kind of customer engagement can be extremely valuable, you also have to remember that it is not the end-all be-all, nor is it what all of your customers will want or expect. 9. No one will find out that you are dancing. Maybe 20 years ago, you could get away with a full career with no person finding out that you were at the club. But in the age of constant connection on the internet, it's getting a lot harder to cover up the tracks of an adult entertainment business. You have to be aware that just because you don't want the people in your life to know that you're dancing doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to stay that way for long. You would be surprised at how many people show up to the club unexpected. I've seen ex-boyfriends, high school classmates, college classmates, and unfortunately one college professor. It's a small world, and it keeps getting smaller. So if you decide to work in adult entertainment, just realize you have to have a contingency plan, a plan B, just in case the people in your life find out what you're doing. Or at least you have to have a sense of how they might react and what you would like to do about that. And 10 is that you can just pick up and do it. When all these people online mention, I want to be a stripper, F it, I'm just going to become a dancer, what they're assuming is that it's an easy, accessible job. And while it can seem that way because of constant online information that tries to sell you this idea of excess and quality and entertainment, remember that those things are just commercials for people to go into the strip club. The reality of working there day to day has a very steep learning curve. You have to learn how to build your business from scratch, and that will take a lot of time, a lot of persistence, and a lot of failures until you get it right. This video isn't meant to discourage those who are legitimately interested in joining adult entertainment. So if you're excited and legitimately interested, well, continue on your journey, and I wish you the best of luck. And if you are just one of those people that were sent to this video because you kept telling everyone how if you had another rough day you were going to become a stripper, I hope that it was an educational experience about some of the things that we have to deal with every day. I'd love to hear your comments on other misconceptions about the industry, other things that you've heard about how dancing is perceived, and if you disagree with me on any of these, I'd love to hear that too. Comment below, and if you enjoy videos about the adult entertainment business and would like to get more information on this topic or on other similar topics, then feel free to subscribe below.